Top of the morning. It's the Date Master, and yes, we're back again with the video as promised. Hope you guys are having a great Friday. Make sure when you come in, you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and most importantly, hit the notification bell. So anytime I drop a video, you guys are notified and you can check it out as it premieres. I did a video yesterday. I was speaking about it was the day before yesterday, speaking about the Zion Williamson extortion situation from the Peace Star Mariah Mills. And I stated I was going to discuss what is currently taking place and the future for Black America, because most people are too asleep, too medicated, too consumed with people going on suicide missions in submarines as if we supposed to have some type of sympathy for billionaires boating themselves in a mini sub that did not get approved, that had all type of red flags as far as safety precautions. We supposed to consume ourselves in worries with that. Billionaires who paid almost, if not $250,000 a piece to go and explore something that happened damn near, I want to say, over 100 years ago. You have to ask yourself, why? Should we be concerned with billionaires deciding to boat themselves in a pill to go 13,000 feet below the ocean surface? We supposed to care and worry and have empathy for this? Absolutely not. I don't have any compassion for old fools. Young fools, children, I can see that. Old rich fools who just don't have anything else to do with their money, I have no sympathy for. I have no sympathy for that. And I'm not going to consume or waste any of my time discussing it, trying to understand it, and trying to figure it out. It's useless. They're gone. Sorry they had the arrogance to believe they can put themselves inside a pill to go over 10,000 feet below the surface of the ocean to try to see something that happened over 100 years ago. I'm sorry, but I digress. So we're going to get into, again, the topic that I mentioned in the previous video about what the future of Black America looks like. I put a clip or a screenshot of the mayor of New York, and it basically stated he has bused since, I want to say, last May, over 60,000 immigrants, illegal immigrants, to New York alone. Talking about there's not enough shelters in this. The question must be asked, why do illegal immigrants need shelters anyway, if they're illegal? But you had a story about a year or two ago where Haitians were trying to do the same thing, and they were corralled by police on horseback, as if it was the 17 or the 1600s. So the Hispanic illegal immigrants, they can get bused and chartered and have concierge and get preferential treatment, get SIS benefits. But if they're coming from Haiti or something like that, they're going to get tied up and roped by policemen and bounty hunters on horseback. That makes sense, right? The Black community does not understand what is currently taking place. So I'll break it down for you so you can better understand it. The reason why you get Suki Hana, Sexy Red, Glorilla, and all of this foolishness is to keep you doped up on low frequency vibration. The reason why you get the divorce stories, you have to ask yourself, why is divorce entertainment? You ever thought about this? Why is divorce stories news to us? Why, when Kanye goes through it with Kim, or Beyonce is fighting Jay-Z, or not Beyonce, but her sister is fighting Jay-Z on elevators? Why is Tia Mowry talking about her divorce being a graduation? Why is this considered entertainment to us? Why? You have to ask these questions. You're being replaced right in front of you, but you're too doped up and medicated on trying to go out of the country to show you can go here to get the new J's, to get the new bag. You're being replaced. Here you have one city alone, 60,000 illegal immigrants. What type of family? What do you think that number will look like once they get comfortable, once they, get acclimated? Do you not think that number is going to triple within 3 years from 60 to, let's say, 180 after they start having families? That number is going to triple and then quadruple. You're being replaced because you have to look at the chaos and the destruction that a lot of black people are doing in the black community. And not just the black community, just in general. The culture that is, I'm looking at these platforms and I'm seeing other races of women adopt and even sound exactly alike black women that come from disenfranchised environments with the hood dialects. I'm sure you're noticing this as well. They know that. See, what happens when you have a plan or experiment, you have to look at the variables and the side effects of said experiments, experimental medication procedures, etc. There are residual side effects. And the mainstream media or the powers that be did not expect the influence that black people have, men and women, more so women, have on other groups and races of women once they are entered into that domain. They did not count on this. So there has to be some type of repercussion or some type of resolution to stop the spread of the ignorance. See, you guys have watched these movies, the zombie apocalypse, all of the World War Z, and all of these dystopian style type of movie that show the zombies eating. It is a hyperbolic view of what is currently taking place right now, which is the destructive mindset. It's not so much as the flesh eating zombies. It is the destructive mindset that you're seeing widespread across a certain demographic of people in which we can identify who that may be. Just get on the internet, and who do you see mostly on the internet? Well, people say, well, just because it's not on the internet doesn't mean it's not happening. Absolutely true. But what is the culture and the reception of said behavior when it comes to black family and black ignorance? It is shared thousands of times. It is viewed hundreds of thousands, if not millions of times. It is discussed pretty much days, weeks, and months on end. And it is accepted when it all boils down. It's going to be accepted and forgiven because we don't know any better. Just like the woman at the graduation, I'm sure you've seen that video, where the woman took the mic and made a lie talking about other people were able to give their majors at 1,000-person graduation. You don't really get a lot of time on that stage. And other people were in the comments saying she was lying. See, when it comes to the black woman, the go-to move is to lie. Because she knows her image is at jeopardy. She knows when she gets on the internet, she sees the same black foolishness that we see and other people see. So by default, she has to lie to cover it up. See, the thing about the Scottie Pippens and the Zion Williamson and all of these men who you see receive the slander from these women, you notice they get the slander after the sex happens, after the baby, after the resources are exchanged. You notice that comes after. Because she has to beat you to the punch. She has to throw salt in your name first to discredit your credibility or discredit your name, because she has a fear. Even though you may not be that type of guy, you haven't shown any type of red flags to be this type of person, she still has to beat you to the punch before you get to her first. Because I'm like, well, how do these women always have these stories after the sex? Make it make sense. After the baby is when you find out he's a bad man. After he has sex with you and your friends, this is when you find out he's a bad guy. You can't make this up. It's the same exact story. For women to still be made baby mothers and to pursue single motherhood in 2023, knowing that inflation is going to continue, knowing the cost of things are going to continue to increase, knowing that we have a shift in the educational fabric and the moral fabric of society, you still opt into being a fool in 2023 after you've seen how this movie plays out time and time and time and time again. There is one way that the government is going to deal with you, is to replace you. And I say this in all of my videos and my content. And this goes for men and women, mostly men. I'm talking to you because I'm giving you the information and you have to apply it as you see fit. If you do not adapt, you do not grow, you do not elevate, you will be phased out. There's no gray matter. There's no gray matter, no gray area in this scenario. You're either on the winner side or the loser side. You have to pick. We have evolved. We're so far removed from certain things and certain ideologies to where if we continue to wallow in sorrow and misery about what was done to us instead of regrouping, correcting ourselves, reinventing ourselves, and evolving into a space of where we become a necessity, not for dominance, but for use. Meaning we have the skill sets, we have the knowledge, we have the brain power, we have the systems in place that do not take away from society, but contribute to it. Not from a prison cell, not from a disenfranchised school system to where we just are workers and free labor. But we are the innovators, the creators of the inventions that will be necessary to push society and the world forward. But instead, we like to fight. We're going to be on OnlyFans. We're going to sell sex and just make sure we look good. I'm an esthetician. I do lashes and all of this type of bullshit. They're busing in 60,000 immigrants, illegal immigrants to these cities in a year. What do you think that family is going to look like in 3 to 4 or 3 to 5 years after they get acclimated, comfortable, and start mating and reproducing? Because they are also getting the Medicaid and the benefits that you are being rejected and denied from. They're getting the jobs that you won't get hired for. They're getting the jobs. If you don't wake up, it's going to be a wrap. It is your funeral. It is your funeral. You're in the process of being replaced, but you're too stupid and too ignorant and too arrogant to understand and look around to see what places are being put where or what moves are being made where. This man says 60,000 to one city in a year. What do you think 5 cities are going to look like with that same 60K in 3 to 5 years? But I digress. But you guys let me know what you think about this whole situation. As far as the black community, I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking to black men, speaking to black women. Even though we're at odds, I still have a little compassion, to a little grain of hope to say they're going to come out of this mindset to being a boss baddie and all of this stupid shit. But if not, again, if you do not adapt, you do not evolve, you will simply be phased out. But you guys let me know what you think about this video. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It's the Day Master.